Hi, so I'm in LA today, spending time with my friend Juja. I'm staying in her cute guest house here. And so last night before I went to bed, I was looking at her bookcase here with books, and there was a book that just totally stood out to me that I felt totally drawn to and wanted to read. And I was talking to Juja this morning, and she goes, "Oh, I put that out there on purpose so that you would read it." And I was like, "Thank you so much," because this book touched me so deeply. I was crying last night for probably an hour, and I just feel called to share this with you today because I feel so strongly that it can really open your heart and touch you deeply and help you to see even more deeply into who you are and your spirit through the eyes of this very young, very wise boy. So this is the book. You may have seen it before. I know Oprah was promoting it. So this is Reflections of a Peacemaker by Mattie J.T. Stepanek. So I highly recommend this book. I'm going to share a few of his poems with you here today. This boy was born with a life-threatening neuromuscular disease and wasn't even expected to live. And he had lost two siblings before he was even born from the same disease, and another sibling that he lost early in his life that he shares quite a bit in his poetry here about his grief and his loss around losing his brother. But what is just so special and beautiful about Mattie is that he just was such a connected human being from the youngest age. So starting at age 3 years old, he started sharing his heart songs, as he calls it, which is the poetry that comes from his heart. And so from age 3 until he died when he was 14, he was just sharing his heart songs. And so part of his, what he wanted to be his legacy was to be able to share these heart songs with people, to continue inspiring them, to touch them, and so that he could really be an ambassador for humanity and to really be a peacemaker and to continue inspiring peace long after he passes, because he knew he was going to pass early. So a very, very short life he lived, but yet a very, very brilliant and beautiful and deep and connected life he lived. He was so connected to his essence, to spirit, and it spoke through him in such an amazing and beautiful, flowing way. So he has already totally, deeply touched me, and I thank you, Mattie, for your spirit and for listening to the heart songs in your heart and for having the courage to share them and the will, the passion to really be a peacemaker, and your legacy is living on. So I would love to share some with you today. Okay, this one is called Hearing is Believing. Not everyone realizes this, but everyone makes poetry. Even if people don't sit down and write or say out the poems, we all have poetry in our hearts. We have a song inside our heart that can make peace in the world if we first make peace inside ourselves. Hearing and understanding about the importance of our heart songs is easy. The hard part is believing in heart songs, especially if you are a grown-up who hasn't listened to one for a long time. That's okay though, because anyone who really, really wants to understand about heart songs can just ask a friend or a child to share their poetry with them. And once you've heard a heart song again, you will remember and believe again and begin to make your own poetry for life. So Mattie wrote this when he was 7 years old. So the next one I want to share with you is about wealth. This is a short one. The richest person is the one who is friends with all the earth. And isn't that the truth? So this is another one called Grasp of Truth. If you have enough breath to complain about anything, you have more than enough reason to give thanks about something. So Mattie had a hard time breathing. He was on a respirator for most of his life. So he understood the gift of breath. The gift of breath is being life. And that when we have enough breath to even complain about something or anything, we have more than enough reason to give thanks. It's just so beautiful. So this one is called About Living. I wanted to live to be 101 years old, but that is no longer my goal. When I die, I die. I cannot predict, I cannot control, I cannot change what is to be. What is what it is, and will be what it will be. I wanted to live to be and not die. But while I'm alive, I live to the fullest. I treasure each sunrise, I remember each sunset. I dance every dance, and I sing every song, and I celebrate every moment. I wanted to live to be, and I am spending my time on earth before death, living rather than dying, and not wasting a moment of the precious gifts of time and of life and of being for now. So he wrote this when he was 13. So this is one that he wrote when he was 13 as well. When one person is thoughtful to another, the thoughtfulness gets carried on and on. It is like a great river of kindness, once blocked by rocks, that is suddenly opened by a single person's kind thought or act. So this one he wrote at age 13. It's called The Rules of War. The rules of war have changed. We've moved from battlefields to backyards, from arrows to anthrax, from ninjas to nuclear weapons, from swords to sarin gas. We used to fight for a just cause. Now we fight just because. We used to win hand to hand, face to face. Now we merely hear of children in mass graves, mingled with the grown-ups who were protecting them and their interests. We are destroying everything that we claim to be fighting for. We cannot win today's war with bombs. We must resolve our issues with words. The rules of war have changed. How can we choose to continue playing this deadly and impersonal game of loss? And then the last one I want to share with you is his recipe for peace. Peace is possible. Make peace an attitude. Want it. Make peace a habit. Live it. Make peace a reality. Share it. Peace is possible. Make peace matter. Our matter. Make peace a priority. Our priority. Make peace a choice. Our choice. Peace is possible. We must think gently, speak gently, live gently. Peace is possible. Be happy with who you are. Be happy with who others are. Be happy that we are. Peace is possible. Role model acceptance. Love others. Role model forgiveness. Encourage others. Role model tolerance. Treasure others. Peace is possible. Peace is possible. Peace is possible. And this was at age 12. So, Mattie, as I had shared, has deeply touched my heart, and I just feel so grateful for him, for this opportunity to, be able to receive his gifts that he had to share, the gifts that were inside his heart, that are gifts that keep on giving. And so I wanted to give this to you in the video here today, and to just encourage you to pick up this book if you don't already have it, and treasure it, share it with your children. It is an absolute masterpiece, and so he is so wise beyond his years. He was literally an angel on earth. So thank you, Mattie. I love you, and I look forward to continuing to dive into this book deeper. So thank you.